Hello, welcome to the e-VRC. Behind me we have two Engwe e-bikes. On my left we've got the Engine Pro 1000 watt peak folding fat tyre e-bike. On my right we have the new M20, not folding but a fat tyre e-bike, 1000 watts peak, both sustain 750, very similar, and also very similar in price. The Engine Pro, you can get it for about 1,299. This one, you can get it for a bit less, 1,199, but with a smaller battery. And you can get it for a bit more, 1,499 with a bigger battery. Which one do you buy? Which one's the best? We're going to compare them, we're going to take a look, we're going to compare the performance, and hopefully help you make up your mind. And at the end of the video, I will tell you which one I would buy. So let's get a closer look at both of them together. So first, overall design. As you can see, the M20 is not a folding e-bike, whereas the Engine Pro is a folding e-bike. Let's have a look at that folding mechanism on the Engine Pro, and there it is. Pull that, folds there, pull that, handlebars go down. More obvious differences is that the M20 has a single seated saddle and no room for a luggage rack. That's not to say one couldn't be made, but at the moment there isn't one. The Engine Pro, with its really sturdy back rack, which currently I've got a seat on, which my 7-year-old son rides on, wins in this department. Saddle wise, the Engine Pro's got a standard bike saddle, whereas the M20 has got this nice, almost moped, motorcycle-y type saddle. The M20 saddle is about 82 centimetres, or about 32 inches. The Engine Pro saddle at its lowest is about the same, about a bit bigger, 84, but then obviously we can raise it to a Hagrid busting 102 centimetres, or about 40 inches. So suffice to say, if you're a bigger person, you might prefer the Engine Pro. One complaint people have had with the Engine Pro is that the handlebars are a bit too narrow for their liking. The handlebars are about 57 centimetres, about 22-ish inches, whereas on the M20, they are 69 centimetres or 27 inches. And to be fair, you can tell the difference. It's a lot easier to handle, the M20. It's got more sporty handling for sure. Right, time to look at the components. So battery wise, the M20 comes with one or two, I've got a bag, but you can put another battery there, but one or two 13 amp hour 48 volt batteries. Each one said to give you about 75 kilometers range if you're on the lowest setting. Inside here on the Engine Pro is a single 16 amp hour battery. The front suspension on the M20, you can adjust the compression and you can do it all the way so it actually locks it all out. On the Engine Pro, you can adjust the preload, which has a similar kind of effect, but you can also lock it just by turning that. I believe they use the same HLT 100 shock. Here's the one on the Engine Pro for rear suspension. Pardon the mess, by the way, it's a bit muddy. In terms of gears, the M20 uses a Shimano tourney gear set with 7 gears on the cassette, and it uses the Shimano SIS style, where you press that button to make it go up and then push it around to make it go down again. The Engine Pro on the other hand uses Shimano Altus, which is basically one up from the Tourney, but it's got a 8 gear, I believe, 8 gear cassette. And the way you adjust this one is trigger at the back, makes it go up, and at the front, trigger to go down, which I quite like because you can click, click, click rather than having to push it all the way around like on the SIS one. I believe this one's STI, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. They might have changed the name of it in recent years because of the other meaning of STI. The Engine Pro uses a thumb throttle on the left hand side. The M20 uses a full grip throttle on the right hand side. I prefer that. In terms of brake levers, the M20 has these made by Wuxing, quite solid. I think they're metal, whereas the Engine Pro uses much techier looking Logan brakes. And talking about the actual brakes, the Engine Pro uses, I believe, 160mm discs which you can see roughly as that, but it has a Logan hydraulic brake. The Engwe M20 uses the same size discs, but it's got a standard mechanical brake. And let me tell you, hydraulic brakes are fantastic. They've both got metal mudguards, but the Engine Pro mudguards are definitely a bit more clangy than the M20s. Both their pedals are made by Welgo. The M20 uses non-adjustable but metal solid pedals, and I like these. And when I said adjustable, I mean foldable. These are also made by Welgo, but they're foldable because it is a folding e-bike. So I do like them. They're the best foldable pedals I've seen. The stand, a nice chunky stand on the Engine Pro. Now, something I was wrong about in the review, I said it used the same chunky stand as the Engine Pro. It doesn't. It is a nice chunky stand, but it's different because it's adjustable. If you look there, loosen that, you can make that longer or shorter because it stops this happening. How far can it go? This bike is meant to be able to go 150 kilometers. It fell over. When did it fall over? They both have Xiaoyang 4-inch thick fat tyres. They're meant to be 20 inches in diameter, but actually they're more like 23, which is why the computer on the M20 has a wheel diameter set at 23. Speaking of computers, the M20 uses the monochrome style as seen on the EP-2 Pro, but in this side thingy form factor, which is quite nice. However, even nicer is the computer on the Engine Pro, which is colour. Plus, the Engine Pro has a setting, 3 settings: Eco, Normal and Sport, each with their own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power assist levels. Lovely computer, and it gives you a percentage, and it tells you about regen, which I'll get into now. In there is the M20's 750 watt motor. It says GT 48750 watts. In here is the Engine Pros. It says 48 volt 20 inch 750 WP, well, Pro with some numbers after it. And the difference is the Engine Pro's motor is gearless, whereas the M20's is geared. And because it's gearless, it allows it to do the regen, and it tends to push a bit more top end power out, which means you can actually go a bit faster on the Engine Pro. Even though the speed on the website, both down as 45 kilometers per hour, but the Engine Pro is definitely faster, as you can see now. 28, 26, 27, I'm about 100 kilograms, 28, 29, 30, just throttle, not pedaling at all, 30. An issue that came with the Engine Pro is that this arm that keeps the mudguards on actually came straight, so it did not connect to that bit. So I had to bend that bit around in order to fit it on there. They've got a buzzer. The buzzer's inside there. And it's a lot louder on the Engine Pro. The M20 has daytime running lights, and obviously, as you can see, it's got 2 nice big lights. The Engine Pro has just got this little diddy thing. Also got a brake light. The Engine Pro has its key underneath the crossbar like that, which locks in and out the battery. So you're going to turn that to remove it when you unplug it, and also you can turn off the power by turning the key. The M20 has a key in the side, and you can really easily take this battery off just by turning that key and sliding it up. It is really, really easy. Bit more versatility on this battery because it's actually got the USB charge port right there, and unlike some e-bikes, the Engine Pro does not have a USB charge port. The mirrors, by the way, they're just something that I've added on. This one's by Joy Tutus, but this one, which is much better, by Hafni, and there is an Amazon link below. It's got a reflector as well, and overall it's just more sturdy and much more nice. So the main sum up is obviously overall they're in different form factors. That's your standard folding fat tyre e-bike, that's your cafe racer, moped style bike. That's the cooler style, but that's more functional. That's got more stuff like luggage, That one does not do that. That one can fold and adjust. This one cannot. This one's a bit faster. That one will do about 25, 26 miles an hour. This one can push you up to 30 sometimes, but happily goes about 28, 29. This one's got regen. This one's got an option having 2 batteries, so you can have an overall 26 amp hour, but obviously you've got to pay a bit more for that, 1,500, and different obviously for dollars and euros. But at the moment, as I do this, this one's got an early bird deal, so you can get up to $200 off, or £150 or euros. Check in the description for those codes, and feel free to use the affiliate link. It helps the channel. I've reviewed both, so if you want to get a full review, they're on the channel as well. I'll put links below. First impressions for both, full reviews for both. Range test, full throttle for that one. That did pretty well. Yet to do that one. So if you want to see that, I'm waiting for a second battery from Engwe. I'm going to do a full power range test to see how that does. So subscribe, hit that button below, it's free. And then finally, which one would I get? Or rather, if I had to give one away, which one would I give away? Specs wise, that's the better bike. They cost about the same. That one's faster and more versatile. It's got higher spec stuff, the hydraulic brakes, the better gears, the colour screen. But which one would I give away? That one. Why? Just because that one's so damn cool. And that's it really. Specs wise, you're not going to be disappointed with that one. The mechanical brakes aren't the best, they do okay. The speed, I wouldn't mind pushing it up to 30. I'm thinking when I've finished kind of reviewing testing this, I might change out the controller to make it a bit faster, because that one has got a 23 amp max controller and that one's got a 20 amp max controller, which means at peak, that one, if you do 48 times 20, it actually peaks around 960, which they've rounded up to 1,000. Whereas that one actually peaks at a bit more than 1,000, but they've rounded it down to 1,000, which is why that's probably a bit faster overall. But also that gearless hub motor can tend to push it a bit faster as well. So they were the Engwe M20 and the Engine Pro, both fantastic bikes. If you've got that and that one's just come out and you're a bit disappointed, you've still got a brilliant bike. That's a fantastic bike, and it's technically a better bike. That's just cooler. Some of you though might think, no, don't want that one, it looks too much a motorbike. That one looks more like a normal bike. I'm going to get that one. Let us know in the comments below what you're going to do. But thanks for watching. Like I said, going to do a long range test of that one in the future. If you want to see more, kind of tests, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Until next time, thanks for watching. Ride safe.